Kathy.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Scroll down.
Oh, all right.
We haven't come on live yet on YouTube, so I'm waiting.
We have on my device.
I have it on mine. Maybe I have to refresh. Oh, wait a minute. There we are. Wow. There we go. I just heard your cute little voice too. No, hi. It's still said waiting. Slowness. I have my window open, so if the noise gets too loud, guys, I'm sorry. It's gorgeous out today. It's 57 degrees.
It's not that warm here. Hi,
I'm doing a bit of a party with my window, like my window's open like this much.
But we're gonna have 2 days this week later in the week that are gonna be above 60, and so I'm definitely planning on opening the window in my door and letting fresh air in here. I did that one day last week. The cats loved it. They just sat there looking for birds.
Hey, Lori and Barbie!
Yes.
And Kat!
Hello, Barbie.
Ooh, there's an echo. I heard myself echo. I don't hear it on my end. I don't hear it anymore. It was just one little tick. If you guys hear an echo, let me know. Let us know if anybody hears an echo.
Let's hope that the interwebs are kind to us today.
I know, right?
Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Delbert. Hello. So while we're waiting for people to filter in, I do want to remind everybody, I will be on Halen Vintage's channel tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Eastern with Lynn and Mary from Ancestral Beginnings, and we're selling more glass. So yay. Lynn always has beautiful glass.
Oh,
hi, Becky. So guys, make sure you mark that sale. You can pop over and see us on there. And I did go back. If you saw my video, I did go back and pick up all of the guidepost books that were in good shape. So on my coffee chat and a small sale, I will be selling them for just a few dollars, and I'll ship them media mail, so they're cheap. So if you want one for junk journaling, then you can check that out. They range in ages from the 60s to the 80s, but there were 3 from the 80s that all have the same pattern but a different color. Like, they'd be a really cool set. So I've got that going on this week. Next week will be my very last clearance sales. So Tuesday and then probably over into Wednesday morning. And what I don't get through, I'm probably just going to donate back just to have it out of here. But that will be my last clearance sale. Hi, Brenda. Hello. And Nikki's doing really well over on Whatnot. So if you've not popped over and caught one of her sales, you should. You're missing out.
Yep, I had to thank you everybody who popped over. I don't know if Kraken's here yet, but Kraken was over in my sale Thursday. Thank you, Kraken. And Unistar girl Carolyn, she was there. She was awesome cheerleader. She was so much fun to have in the chat too. So thank you guys for showing up. Hey, sweetie. I had a really great time. So this Thursday, I'm going to be doing wood, metal, stone, and paper. I took a page from Claudia's book, but added in paper this time because why not? I never have a lot of that stuff, but I said, I have enough to put together to have a nice little sale. So, and I've got a couple really funny antique photos, guys. You got to check them out. They're great. But I'm going to be on Leanne's show on Wednesday. Leanne Crafty Kitty. I'm going to be over on her channel at 6. So I'm looking forward to that. I got real, honest to goodness antiques. I have Victorian and early 1900s. I have a couple of pieces of really awesome antiques. I will post the picture after the sale because my phone's in use. So you guys have to check that out. What's up?
So that's what we've got going on.
Yep.
And today we are talking about New Martinsville and rainbow glass. So these were hard to find much information about.
Now, why are we talking about these? Because nobody knows they actually are connected.
They are connected. Yep. And so I had to dig really deep.
It was hard
to find some stuff. So do you want to start or do you want me to go first?
I'll start. Unless you have more New Martinsville stuff. So we should start in timeline order and start with New Martinsville.
Okay. I will do New Martinsville. And then I'll let you add anything you've got on New Martinsville.
Yep.
You can do rainbow, and if you've got anything different on rainbow, I can
I like that.
I can talk about it then too. And don't forget that once a month, we will be answering your questions. So if you have glass questions, please email them to us. Drop a comment on one of our glass sales we've already had. You know, if you think of something later and you're like, man, I just don't know the answer to that, drop it down here below. And oh, thanks. I've lost enough weight that's getting a little big on me. But we do compile those questions, and once a month we will be answering your questions about glass. So keep them coming. I appreciate the people that have already emailed me.
Or okay, DM us on Instagram if you don't like email. That's fine too.
You can DM us. So New Martinsville was founded in 1901 in West Virginia. And then they ran until 1944 when the company was changed to Viking Glass. So that's the connection between Rainbow and New Martinsville, because Rainbow was purchased by Viking Glass and just became one of their divisions. So that's why we're talking about both of these smaller companies. So New Martinsville, founded in 1901 in West Virginia. So they did EAPG glass, and then they did depression glass. So it's two very distinctive things that they did. They also did an art glass line, which I did not know. And man, did I have to dive deep to find this, and still did not find a picture of it. But their art glass line was named Martinsville, and collectors call it New Martinsville Peach Blow.
Oh, I saw Peach Blown or Peach. Yeah, something peach.
Yeah. And that's their art glass line that was called Martinsville by the company, but that's not what collectors call it. So their two most popular patterns were Radiance and Moonstone, but their other patterns were Raindrops, Queen Anne, Modernistic, Addie, Fancy Square, Oscar, Hostmaster, Radiance, Icicle, Moondrops. So they did a Raindrops and a Moondrops, Icicle and Window, Teardrop, Janice.
Yes, the Janice pattern. Yeah. It must have been named after somebody.
They also did a Roberto. Meadow Wreath and Rose and Robin, Florentine, Wild Rose, Canterbury. They did a Mount Vernon. And we all know Indiana Glass did a Mount Vernon pattern, but they did a Mount Vernon pattern. And then a Prelude. Now, I do have just a couple of these in my my depression book. Only two New Martinsville
Radiance and Moondrops, right? Are those the two that are in your book?
Yep. Radiance and Moondrops. But you can, I'm going to make myself big.
Yeah, make it, because
you can clearly see how they became Viking, because in the Depression era, when everyone else is doing pastels, this is what they were doing. This is New Martinsville.
Yeah.
So let me bring that in close. And what's interesting is that you can't see it because it's a clear, this fan top over my finger, they used on the lids of both these patterns. So they're like, we got a good thing, we're just going to stick with it. You can see it much clearer on these. So that one was the Moondrops. This is the Radiance. So you can quite clearly see how they turned into Viking. They did a little bit of, you know, the pastel-y stuff, but these gorgeous deep colors when everyone else was doing a ton of pastels. And here you can see there's that fan top.
Oh, gorgeous. Yeah, you can see it. Yeah.
So that fan top was used in both patterns. So they did those. And then in my kitchen glassware book, this was fun. They did these batter sets where your pancake batter would be in the big one, your syrup would be in the small one and on the table. Now that red one at the end, that's not theirs. But these top two rows of these batter sets, that is all New Martinsville. So there again, we see the deeper colors that a lot of people were not doing during the Depression era, where they were doing pastels. So that's interesting. They started out just making tableware, which was EAPG glass. Hi, Vintage and Vino. I think that's Jerry, because I think Tim has Mr. Vintage and Vino. Hi, Jerry. So they made tableware at first, but then they did vanity sets, barware. They did some pretty cool lamps, inkwells, figurines. They promoted their liquor sets even through
Yep.
Prohibition.
I love that. I love that about them.
So their colors were amber, ruby, evergreen, amethyst, cobalt blue, Ritz blue, rose, jade, pale blue, light green, pink, black, and yellow. They did 3 different shades of blue, 2 different shades of green.
Yeah.
So 3 different shades of blue. Those were their colors. And in the beginning, they had some issues. So they had opened and then they had a fire and then they reopened. They had something else that happened before they got bought and then changed to Viking glass. But it was not an easy start to the company. They did have issues. So let's go over to Nikki and see if she had anything more on New Martinsville.
The only thing that I have that's just slightly a little bit out there is that in around 1940, they ended up by concentrating on modernizing more when they started to get ready to change their name into the Swedish style, because that was what everybody kind of was drifting away from, the influence of the Prussian glass era, and they went into the Swedish style, which we know now as stuff that we would buy from Viking. Now, that's all I had extra on them. There's not a lot out there on New Martinsville. It's really, really hard to find, just like there's not a lot out there on Rainbow Glass. And Rainbow Glass is even harder stuff to find. Now, Rainbow Glass, depending on where you look, according to my fancy mid-century glass book, they have them listed as only being in operation from 1954 to 1973. But going online and digging a little deeper, I actually have them starting in 1940. And here's why I think. It was started by 2 Dutch immigrants, or at least one of them was Dutch. Goodacre, I'm probably really massacring that, and Manus. And they actually started in Long Island City, New York. Until before moving in 1942, they moved to Huntington, West Virginia, because of, well, let's be honest, things are always more expensive in New York than they are going to be almost anywhere else. So that's why they moved. In the early days, they mainly just decorated blanks that they bought from other countries, other companies. They mainly just did that. But then they turned into, and this is why I think that the mid-century modern book has them listed in 1954, because it was around that time period that they started hand blowing or mouth blowing into iron molds to make a lot of their pieces. So just about every single piece of Rainbow Glass is going to have a pontil mark on the bottom of it. Just so that you know. Let's see. They are also really, really known for, and I'll show you pictures later, of ornamental stoppers. Their stoppers rival in Poli. Some of them are 8 inches in length, and that's just the stopper. That's how big these pieces got. So in the mid-1960s, they joined Viking, but they went a little different route. I think they kind of put their foot down because they like to say they were affiliated with Viking as opposed to a part of Viking. So they were kind of a side-by-side thing. They had a really big fire. And in, what year was that fire? 1983. 1983, they had a really big fire, and Viking just decided to shut it down after that, because Viking was having its own issues at that point in time. But by 1973, the rainbow label was kind of not being used anymore, and they were called the Viking Plant number 2, all in the same area. So now what Rainbow Glass is really known for is its open-sided candle lamps that were called twinkle lights. And I will show you a picture of the twinkle lights. These are amazing. Still haven't seen them in the wild, but there are the twinkle lights. They look like little chimeras almost. So they would hold their votives, and they came in a vast array. Ooh, that's cool. Hey, Angela, how are you? Okay, so that's what they were really well known for. That's one of the pieces they were really well known for, were these twinkle lights. They also had another line called Duotone that ran from 1965 to 1967. And I'll show you some of their Duotone. Here we go. Here is their Duotone. So their Duotone had two colors. So the handle, it had little swirlies. You see those big, huge, exaggerated stoppers. These were done in shades of greens, blues, and ambers. Their Duotone line was amazing. I love it. And another line they were really known for, it was called Milberg. And it has a colonial American name, but it was really anything but. It was very, very MCM glass, and a lot of it was done with crackle. Now, here's the thing. Viking did not have a lot of crackle glass. That was really, really Rainbow's department. And the only piece that I found that Viking had done, it was around 1940s, I think. It's a super rare piece. It was actually done by New Martinsville, so I'm going to backtrack a tip. And it's a crackle glass votive, and it's the one I saw online is a red shade. And it is almost like if you were to draw a tulip. You know, when you're a kid, you draw a tulip, you drew a smiley face, and then you drew like two little zigzag lines, and then you drew two little zigzag lines behind it. It's very similar to that in its color and shape. So that's a bolo for you. Now, let's see. They also made these lovely, gorgeous Hancock bottles. Let me find the Hancock bottles here that are tall and big teardrops and big twisted different lines. So here's their Middleburg collection. Look at the different stopper. I love these round stoppers. They're awesome. And all of these are in their crackle. They're also very well known for their Amberina. They actually called their stuff Amberina. And you can see all the different little pictures they did with the applied handle. And then this little beauty over there, that big stopper. I love the stoppers. One of my other faves I'm going to show y'all, hey Leanne, is, all right, these two pieces right here. One was done by Viking. One was done by Rainbow Glass. This one was done by Viking. It has the Viking sticker on it. You can see the different shape in the collar right here and right here. The tops is the same. The base is the same, but Viking did this almost optic look to the base of their glass, whereas Rainbow kept it clear. So you can see the influence these two companies actually ended up by having on each other. Like I said, their bottles, I want one so badly. They are amazing. It's one of the things they were really well known for, as well as really weird, funky figurines, which we've seen some of them. And then look at these smiley heads. Come on, guys, who doesn't want a smiley head made of glass? So their figures are kind of wonky and derpy looking to an extent. It's probably one of the best ways I can describe it. Rainbow Glass definitely has that color and style that you would see in Viking, that you would associate with Viking, and very easy to mistake a piece of Rainbow Glass for Viking, but you're not really making a mistake because they were kind of the same company. But you can see that in the flair and the form and the function of Rainbow Glass. You can definitely see that in the Viking lines that came after it. That is pretty much, their shapes were really Amberina, or that was the color, crackle glass, bulbous and exaggerated teardrop stoppers. Those are all massive, massive hallmarks of the Rainbow Glass line. And they did have a whole rainbow. Their duotone is amazing. So it's very hard to find information on these guys because we're talking about a 20, 30-year window right in there where they were really prolific. And after that, and they didn't in the beginning use a lot of paper labels. That wasn't until they became affiliated with Viking. So the stuff pre-1960s is not going to have a lot of labels on it. So it's hard to find and hard to identify. But if you see those bottles with those teardrop shapes and a lot of crackle glass and the bulbous figures, you know it's Rainbow Glass. It's more of a look than it is you're going to see it. And not many people have it. And that's all I found on Rainbow Glass. Not a lot out there because then it just melds into Viking.
So I had just a few things. So one of the ways, a couple of ways you can identify Rainbow Glass. Obviously, like Nikki said, the distinct style of stopper, but they have flat collar bottlenecks. So you want to look for that. And then lined impressions on the pontil mark.
That's what it was.
I couldn't find an example of that, but I read that, so I thought I'd pass that on. And then like she said, the glass was often hand blown, came in a range of vibrant colors and wild designs, which is where we get the really derpy looking animal. And we've all seen them. You've all seen people selling them. So they made decanters, figurines, crackle glass, pitchers, vases, ashtrays, and candle holders. So I have one piece of rainbow glass. It was broken and repaired very badly before I bought it, but because it has its original sticker, I bought it for myself. So not for sale because it's busted, but I wanted to show you guys. There is one of the rainbow glass stickers. Oh, that is really blowing that out because it's silver. Let's see. Well, it's only slightly better. But there's the rainbow glass sticker. See, the stem was completely broken off and then glued back together very badly. But look at the color on that.
Yeah, it's vibrant.
So you can see why Viking wanted to own rainbow glass. And why Rainbow Glass, being a small company, wanted to be affiliated with Viking.
Yeah.
So I wanted to show off my one piece. And then we're going to go ahead and get the sale started. Since I'm up, I will go first.
Claudia will be juggling glass and a cat today for your entertainment.
I will. And it makes it very difficult because my first piece is a fairy lamp. This is one of the tall ones.
Sunshine's right. That's why some of the stuff is so hard to identify, because it wasn't out there very long. It's very, very hard to identify.
Okay, so this Westmoreland fairy lamp is almost a full 8 inches tall. And I'm going to hold it up very carefully, and then I'll show you the individual pieces. So that's what it looks like. Now I just want to come apart. Oh! Well, it sits on there securely. There. Here is the shade. And I could not, and this is that satin yellow / amber glass. And I could not find a single one listed online with this bird pattern on it. So that is an excellent shape. There is no damage to the applied picture there. And there are no chips and no cracks on any of this. But I do want to show you. See right there? It looks like somebody dinged something down on it inside the glass. Now, you don't see it when it's sitting like this, but I do always want to be completely transparent about anything that might be wrong. It's inside the glass. You can't feel anything, but look how big that shade is. This is one of the larger fairy lamps, not one of their little ones. Like I said, 8 inches. This one still has the little cup that sits inside of it. And it had a gross candle in it that I popped out and then scrubbed the wax out. And then here is the milk glass base. And these were a set that it was sold like this. This is not a Mary's. Are you getting down? No.
What?
Oh, what are you doing? What is happening? No.
He's going to go hang out on your St. Patrick's Day.
Amongst the glass. Dude, no.
He said, this will make a great fancy feast bowl, Mom.
He is something else. But these were sold together like this. Westmoreland did like to put the milk glass bases with the different colored tops, or sometimes they would have a milk glass top on a green base. So here is the Westmoreland sticker. So no chips, no cracks. I mean, it's in gorgeous condition. Just has that one tiny issue just right there where it's possible somebody, or that may have happened in manufacturing. I don't know. But beautiful with the sticker still. 8-inch Westmoreland fairy lamp. And it is going to be $30, number 5. Yeah, Becky. Becky had a blue with a milk glass or base. Yep, they were known for doing that. Oh, now I'm going to very carefully set that back there without bumping it. Okay. And then my second piece is also Westmoreland. I tell you what, this last month, I have just been swimming in Westmoreland, where a year ago this time it was all depression glass. You just never know. This piece is green for St. Patty's Day. Look at this gorgeous, gorgeous piece. No chips, no cracks. It does have your WG on the bottom right there, so we know it's Westmoreland. Look how pretty this green is, you guys.
I love it.
Oh, it's so pretty. So no chips, no cracks. There's the base. Here is the lid. So there's no way that somebody actually put candy in here and used it, because there is not a single flea bite. There's no damage to it. Somebody put this on a shelf and didn't let anybody touch it. And it is, I have cat hair on my face, but 6 inches tall with the lid on. So 6 inches tall with the lid on. It's so pretty.
It is gorgeous. I love that color too. Oh.
It's going to be $22, number one. I think it's the perfect green for St. Patrick's Day. Because that avocado green just doesn't really do it for St. Patrick's Day. But
it's going to be green, Emerald Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly green. Exactly, Kelly green.
Yeah.
And those are my two. I started off with Westmoreland.
Oh, I'm starting off with my tiny. So I have a little tiny lot here, or an instant collection, because there's 3 pieces of perfume bottles. So the first little guy I have, here we go, is this little tiny, and I mean, this is a tiny little baby.
I love these.
I love them. It has this diamond optic pattern that goes all the way around, and the top is plastic. There's a little sticker on the bottom. It just says a number, and it does. You guys know I smell stuff. It does smell faintly, but I'm gonna say this: it actually smells nice. Like, I would wear this perfume. I'm not angry at it. All right. So that's the first one. The second one, the second two I've shown before. So they have the black one. Once again, there's nothing on the bottom of this one, but it is a stained glass. So the bottom is clear, but this is all painted black. It's an obelisk. But I'm going to lean into, this was probably an Avon piece. All of these were probably Avon pieces, these past two. This does not really smell. Plastic top. But I love the obelisk shape of this piece. It's just a nice little filler piece. And to have the different height differences is awesome. And then the third piece is the one with the top that I really love. It's just plain glass on the bottom, and the whole stopper is glass. There's nothing wrong with this little guy down in here. And then he's got this, look at that. You can see my nose and my mouth and my nose.
There's 4 of you.
One of those weird pieces. Yes. So these are all really neat. So you're going to get all 3 little pieces of perfume bottles. And they're all different sizes, different shapes, so they make it really fun. So $12, number 75 for the lot of perfume bottles. $12, number 75 on that one.
Hi,
Georgia. Okay, my next one. Now, I do not know the company that made these. I've seen them out there. This is a cobalt blue, and I've seen them listed. Somebody listed it as an ice cream sundae dish. Now, I can see that. It makes sense. It does. They sold glasses like this. To me, it kind of screams a little bit of a vase, but it's an octagon. We're on the top and the base, which is awesome. No condition issues with it at all. It's in really, really good shape. Do I have my measurer? I do have my measurer. Okay, this guy stands 7 inches even, 7 inches tall, and it is the prettiest shade of cobalt blue. It's not that darker version of cobalt. It's a little bit more on the lighter side, because I have some pieces of cobalt that are really super, super dark cobalt. But just a real pretty little piece. Flowers, no flowers, let it sit, have fun with it. This guy's going to be $10, number 89. $10, number 89 from a pretty blue piece. And those are my 2, madam.
I can just see a sundae in that.
I know. I kind of want to try it out now.
Layered. Yeah, yummy. I used to work at Friendly's Ice Cream, and we did the tall, like the Reese's layered.
That was my favorite one.
Yep.
My favorite one.
All right, my next piece is an antique, as far as I can tell. This is black amethyst, and actually, They called it opaque black would have been the name of this. This is Atterbury. So this is EAPG glass, early American pattern glass. And Atterbury went out of business. Let me see. I think I had it written down. Yeah, they went out of business in 1902. So they were making these in the late 1800s through 1901, because by 1902 they were officially out of business. And this mug was called Ceres, Ceres, by the company, but we know collectors like to change the names. So this one was also referred to as Medallion or Cameo. And they did this one in a variety of colors. I'm sorry, what?
It looks like a cameo. Yeah.
Yeah. So no chips, no cracks. There is a tiny bit of roughness.
I mean, come on, it's over 100 years old.
Yeah, it's over 100 years old, but there are no damage to the outside.
Could you drink out of it?
The piece.
Could you drink out of it, you think?
Yeah, you could drink out of it.
Okay. Awesome. And is that a boy or a girl on the front?
I think it's a dude with a ponytail.
Okay. Because it's
you know
it's
how
one of those things where it's like, yeah.
The founding fathers had their I think that's what it is.
Oh. Or
it's a really, really unfortunate looking woman.
It's a handsome woman. That's what they would call them. It's a handsome woman.
But this one is such dark amethyst. It is really, really hard to see. And you've got to hold up the side into direct light to be able to see it. Because I'm standing at the window in the antique store going, but it is a very, very dark amethyst. And their name for it was opaque black. So this one is going to be $15, number 20. $15, number 20 on the antique mug.
It's so cool. It is so cool.
And then this next piece, I went back and forth about whether or not to buy it because it does have loss of color on the flowers. But it is so pretty. It is this beautiful feeling yellow satin, and then the handles are clear yellow. So yellow glass here that's not satin glass. So stinking pretty. This pattern is Lancaster. Awesome, Becky. Oh, I don't even have a pen.
And you can tell it's Lancaster by the little tippy points on that.
Yep. Now Lancaster did this one with a pattern imprinted into it, but this one would have been a blank that was painted on. And maybe we ought to talk more about blanks and why they were produced, since we end up coming up with a lot of blanks every now and then.
You have a lot of blanks.
Start trying to write Becky down for the mug. All right. So satin glass bowl. It's this size, so it would have just been a little serving bowl or a really fancy open candy dish. It's so pretty. And even with the paint loss, I just think it makes them charming.
I like, actually, it sounds weird. I love when there's some paint loss because it just makes the piece look older than probably what it is sometimes. But this is pushing antique too.
It just looked like, and because this is Depression. This was one of their Depression patterns. It looks like it's something that your grandma just loved so much and then passed it down to you. So I did pick it up, even though it has some paint loss. $12, number 14. $12, number 14, and those are my two.
And I'm going to piggyback on the paint loss thing. If you see a piece that you love the color, the style, the shape, the time period it came from, don't be afraid to buy it if it's got paint loss. I have so many pieces of Victorian glass that it's almost impossible to find them in pristine condition. And if you do, you can sell them for a fortune, but pick them up, use them. I picked up a couple pieces this weekend that I was in love with that had paint loss. Okay. That was my public service announcement for the day. Coming up, I had to look these up because I had no idea what they were, but I thought they were cool when I picked them up. So So I have a set of 2 trivets. Now they're glass on the front, a clear glass on the front, but the backs or the silver bit is silver plated. These are Italian. This one you
I've
can
never
see the
seen
patina.
those.
I think they're so cool. I love the patina that's worn in it because, you know, they had to get washed, but the backs are in really, really good shape. So set of 2, these are called Leonard. That was the name of the company that made them, and they were made in Italy. And they are decent sized glass trivets. These are similar. I love some of the stuff that's a little bit more vintage. These would have come from, I think these were from the 60s and the 70s. Something is a little bit more vintage, but something that would totally fit into the house today that looks like it has a modern tone to it. And what's great is they're like little medallions. So pretty. And they're very ornately decorated in there. So I will tell you how big they actually are across. They are 6.5 inches in diameter. So it would work excellent for trivets today. And they're just really pretty. So if you're interested in the set of 2 Italian trivet, silver plated, they're going to be $15 for 2 of them, number 93. $15, number 93 on those guys. They are really, really cool. I am actually kind of in love with them. They'd be great too for underneath pots. If you have that, like I do here in my house, that 70s look. Well, actually, I found out yesterday by watching some weird stuff. It was actually the 80s that I thought it was the 70s where we put plants in every corner of our house like I have. Put these underneath your plants. That's my thing. Okay. And then my next piece, I had a piece of this in pink last week. I'm pretty sure this is Fostoria. So I could be wrong. I could be way wrong. So it's a serving platter with the handles, and it is uranium glass. And they are in good shape. I'm going to say they're in great shape. There's not that much. There's a few little tiny silverware marks, but it's not like some of these would really have. It does glow. It doesn't say Italy on these. No. When I looked them up, I was lucky enough to find somebody who actually had the box, which was really, really cool with those. That they actually had the box with the trivet, like brand new in the box. So that's how I knew they came from Italy. So this does glow, and I do have my light on, natural lighting coming through, but it does really pop when it glows. It is a lovely serving platter from the Depression area, some elegant wear, 12 inches from side to side on this guy. And I just thought, you know what? I have some of this stuff sitting in my window for my St. Patty's Day too, because I like to turn my black lights on at night, have that night and day look. So these are great for all sorts of little fun things, or just having fun serving. So if you're interested in, and if this is what I think it is, if it is the Fostoria, it'd be the Fairfax, like the pink piece I had. If you're interested in the piece of uranium glass, $12, number 87. $12, number 87 on that one. And those are my 2.
All right. Since Nikki had a metal and glass piece, I also have a metal and glass piece today.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute.
It is a little mirrored trinket box. So it's got a carousel horse on the front, and then it's got mirrored on the inside, and then this patterned glass on the sides inside a metal frame. And it is just a bit bigger than a 4x4. It's like 4¼ by 4¼ So little carousel box. I could not find a company name. It didn't have any markings on the bottom, but the mirror backing is perfect. So your mirror inside is going to be perfect. This is how tall it's going to stand. So I found one online, but it didn't have a maker name either. So it reminded me of things that used to be available in gift shops in the 80s when we went to like museums. So maybe that's the kind of piece it was. It's $12, number 18. $12, number 18 for the carousel horse box. And then I did pick up a green piece. This was my second green piece for St. Patrick's Day. And I could not find a maker. It's probably not vintage, but I thought it would be a really pretty piece for St. Patrick's Day. And I It's got the feel of recycled glass. So I don't know. You could
It has
definitely
that
burn a
waffle.
candle in there or
Oh
a
yeah.
tea light. I mean, it's big enough for that. Big enough for maybe the small pillars, not the big pillars. But it's just super pretty. And it's only $10. $10 number 4. So if you needed a piece of green glass for St. Patrick's Day, I got you. $10 number 4. And thank you to everyone that's hanging out with us. Hey, John Robert. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you're here. And Nikki, I will be right back.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so up next, I have shown this before. I'm bringing it back. It's been a little bit since I've shown her. This is my piece of Mossa slag. It's that yummy, yummy caramel mocha cream. Makes you want to take a big old bite out of it. It has the cherries on the sides and the 2 little handles. It is in perfect condition. And it's a little guy. It's only like this big. It's a little guy. I love him, and I love these little slag pieces. Slag glass is so much fun because no matter what angle you turn it on, you're gonna see something really neat. Like I said, it's a baby guy. So it's about 3 inches tall, and the inside is definitely lighter. It's got that lighter, and I really can't. There we go. If I hold it up to the light, you can see it's much lighter scallop topped edging and cherry on both sides. So if you're interested in the little piece of Mossa slag glass, it's going to be $12, number 74. $12, number 74 on that guy. And last week I had a single candle holder. I'm bringing you another one. This is a different one. So this is a piece of Westmoreland, and it's clear except for the base. Check out the base, guys. It's got all the fruits and veggies. So we've got a pear, an apple, and then bunches of grapes. Westmoreland was in love with grapes for some reason. Not sure why, but they were. So it has these really pretty little pinks and light lilac shades. Really great for Easter and spring. It's in perfect condition, and I searched all over for a second one, and I could not find a second one. But the top has a really pretty little scallop. It almost looks like a flower edges, and it's got the little glass ribbing that goes right up the side there, and a nice little collar. That's what we were talking about earlier. We were talking about the rainbow glass having a collar. It almost looks like somebody stuck a penny or the base of a candlestick. That's what the collar would look like. So solo candlesticks, I am picking it up. There we go. There we go. I am picking these up whenever I see them. This is a 4-seam mold, which is great. I love this piece so much. And you could totally turn them upside down and just have some fun with them. So if you're interested in this solo Westmoreland candlestick, it has a name. I cannot remember the name. I didn't write it down. Shame on me. It is $6, number 90. $6, number 90 for the pretty candle holder. And those are my 2. Perfect timing.
Yes, it was. All right. So my next one is a set of 5, or you could purchase them individually. That's
Hey,
up
Steph.
to you. Hi, Steph. And Steph did a nice schedule of everybody's sales for today. I saw that. Thanks, Steph. That was a nice job. All right. So these are Whitehall made by Indiana Glass. And I have 5 of them. And I doubt I can show you. Well, maybe I can. I used to be a waitress. I should be able to. So 3, 4, 5. There's all
Nice.
5 of them.
I love them.
Whitehall made by Indiana. This was, I believe, their iced tea tumbler. So they're going to be no chips, no cracks on any of them. I gave them a good scrub and checked them all over. And so they are either $5 a piece, $25 for all, number 8. So the Whitehall, but here's an, you can see these are their big ones. So they do have the flared mouth at the top. Kaz, you want one?
They're awesome. See, now you got a nice even number. Now you got 4. You got a nice even number.
Let me write that down. Cast for 1 at $5. Gotcha. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing with these. There'll be 5 a piece. There are 4 altogether. And these are the mugs that went along with Spice of Life. But Arca did a clear one that had the, because this is not,
Yeah.
if you know Spice of Life, this is not the Spice of Life. Spice of Life is a longer, lower thing. So Arca from France did one in clear, a clear mug that went along with it. But these, from everything I saw, were the, is it Corning? Even Corel did a companion to the Spice of Life. So there are all 4 of them, and they are that thinner white glass, so you do get a nice, you can see through the tops of them when you hold them up to the light.
Love these.
No chips or cracks on any of them. No coffee staining on the inside of them. So I did not drink out of them because I didn't want to stain them with my coffee.
Oh, I would have been so tempted to.
Oh, I will do that stuff because I am having a sale next week that I don't normally have. So I'll let you know. So 4 of these, they do stand 5.5 inches tall. I love the pedestal white glass on these. So all 4 together will be $20 or $5 a piece if you just want one for yourself. And they're all in the same condition. And that was my glassware round.
I love it. Okay, well, I guess this is my weirdly shaped bowl round, I guess. All right, so I have a piece of West German crystal. It does do a nice little dingy sound. Let's see if I can get it to ding. Cheers. It still has its sticker right there. This is Anne Hute, and I'm probably massacring that. Blechtenstahl, probably massacring that too. So this is leaded crystal, a 24% leaded crystal. That's what it all says on the sticker. And this is a West German company. I love the, we love the little footed bowls here. Love the little footy guys. It is not a super huge guy. Let's see. It is 5.25 inches in diameter, and height-wise, we're standing at about 3.5. So it's a smaller crystal ball. Sometimes these are really huge. This is not a super big guy. Great for a little candy dish, your M&Ms, your Hershey Kisses, your Skittles, whatever you indulge in. So if you're interested in the really pretty, no condition issues with its sticker crystal bowl from West Germany, it'll be $15, number 78. $15, number 78 on this little beauty.
I love the little scroll feet.
I love the feet. Whenever I see good feet on a piece, I gotta pick it up. That's what I'm saying. And my next piece, I have looked this up several times. Now, I cannot identify the maker. It does have the feel, the weightiness of a piece of Westmoreland glass. And I did see somebody had identified it as Westmoreland glass. It does have a little, I'm going to call it almost iron staining right in there. Looks like little cat ears. But it is a planter. And I've seen these, there's this, I think there's 4 of them or 5 of them floating around out there online. Range in price from $200 to $10. So this is one of those that was a little bit harder to price. It will hold a decent sized plant. I actually had a little plastic pot sitting in here for a while. It does have the Asian kind of inspired little motif. They kind of remind me of little dancing people. And maybe they were playing a game they shouldn't have played with that 3rd leg. Just saying. Just saying, getting it before everybody else gets there. Okay. Doing my goblets. I love that. I know, right? That means it's 300 in Goodwill, and yeah, I know. I see. I know. I get it. It's just a very weird little piece. It's a fun little piece. I had one in yellow. The yellow one did have a hanger. This did not have a hanger on it. It's just a really cool piece. And if you're interested, this guy's $15. $15, number 85. So no $200, no $99, which was another price I saw. So I went really in the middle with this guy. $15, number 85. And okay, yes, Angela, I can do that. I can totally do that. No problem, because I have your little goblet sitting over there to pack up. So those are my two. I love that piece of milk glass. Planters are great.
All right, we didn't plan this, but this is my milk glass round. So I have
Gotcha, Steph.
One of the Westmoreland jugs. They called these jugs. They did not call them pitchers. They came in 2 different sizes. And I love, we've talked about it before. The Indiana glass grape pattern was a lot less well-defined. Look how far the grape pattern sticks out on Westmoreland glass. And are you going to get down? Oh, you want to sniff the milk? He approves it.
And Mom, you can pour my water in my bowl in that.
The handle has this gorgeous branch details on it. Westmoreland always did very detailed pieces. The WG is on the bottom. Stop that. You're going to have to get down if you keep it up. So it's the size. No chips, no cracks. It is that nice, heavy, I can whack you in the head with that and kill you kind of piece of glass that we love from Westmoreland. You need to get down. So the Westmoreland jug is just going to be $10, number 9. $10, number 9.
I'm seeing daffodils or irises in this for spring. For all you get them early. Oh, it looks so pretty. That'd be a pretty.
And you know how we've talked about that Westmoreland, or that milk glass, like plates, are not actually milk glass, they're white glass. Yeah. Westmoreland called their entire set of this, including the plates, milk glass. So there is always an exception to every rule. So when we tell you guys something, 99% of it's true. There's that 1%.
Oh yeah, there's always exceptions.
So Gene Florence in his book, and I've got a whole spread on this pattern with the plates, does refer to it as milk glass. And it is a nice heavy, it's a lot heavier. I've never come across one of the plates yet, but this is heavier than other white glass plates that I've seen. So just wanted to let you know that it appears that Westmoreland did call their plates milk glass, even though we constantly tell you guys the plates were not milk glass. In the Westmoreland case, they were. My second piece is Ellie Smith. You know when sometimes you pick up a piece and you could just tell it's a better quality than other pieces, and it was filthy. I got it at the flea market. I brought it home. I scrubbed it up, and I'm like, this is something. So this pattern is Quintek by Ellie Smith, and you can tell because of these 6 dots that go across here on this piece right here. And it's got these gorgeous long thumbprint indent right here. My cat has gone crazy. He's over there playing in the boxes. So no chips, no cracks, no damage to the teeth. This is just a beautiful little piece.
It is.
And it's this big. Let me tell you how tall. 5 1/4 inches tall. And it looks like, from what I could tell, it was marketed as a open candy dish. So it just got a nice amount of stuff to put candy in there if you were having guests over. $14, number 19. Also, it would hold a pillar candle.
I was like, that's what I would do. I was just going to say, I would put a pillar candle in that. Yep.
$14, number 19, and that's my last item.
Now, it's funny that you brought up the milk glass and plates, because I was at my this new store that I found, this new antique shop. It's consignment on the bottom, an antique store on the top, and it's in Kingston. And the people behind the counter were talking about, oh yeah, you know, the Corningware, like the Corningware plates, like the Corningware milk glass plates. And I'm going, it's borosilicate glass. It's borosilicate glass. It's not milk glass. It's not milk glass. I didn't say it out loud, but it's one of these things when you start to learn more. Like Claudia and I are learning every week, just alongside you guys. We're learning and then passing that on. We learn that that's not the right way to say things to make yourself sound like you know what you're talking about. So I thought that was fun. Okay, anyways, I digress. Up next, I put together a little set. because I didn't want to just sell one tiny little pink plate. So I have a set of cruets and a little plate. So we'll do the plate first. The plate is Heisey. It is. There's the big old diamond right there in the center. There's the pink Heisey glass. Now it does have right here, and you can just, it looks like a little hair that's on there. So it's a little scratch there and a little scratch underneath it. But it is a tiny little, it would have been a saucer. I would assume that it would have had a teacup or maybe it was a little bread plate, but it is pink Heisey glass. And then I found two little cruets. They do have some kind of line on the bottom. Identifying them was really hard, but there is a little line in the center of the circle here, which is not going to show up on camera. So these are glass. I can't say they're super vintage because the top is actually acrylic, which I think is kind of neat. The top is acrylic. The bottom is glass. They are both identical. They had them listed as oil and vinegar jars. And I mean, I suppose I could see that. I could. They don't smell. So there was no perfume in this whatsoever at any point in time. They are identical. And I just thought, because I have a similar little setup in my kitchen, although a much bigger plate, I have a jadeite plate. And you have space, actually. Let's see if I can do this. One more little piece in the front, if you wanted one more little fun piece in the front. They do fit on here really nice. So I'm going to sell them all together. The Heisey plate, the two little bottles, and it's very, very, very soft. So this is pressed glass, but it's very soft. It's not sharp at all. $12 and number 91, or I should say molded glass, right? Molded. $12, number 91 for the set of 3 of these babies. I like pairing things together and making new things. And then my last piece is my piece of green for this week. I've shown this before too. This is my thistle. This is not going to be super, super vintage either. It's a little glass ring. It does have its little hanger there. And it's a little Scottish thistle. So maybe you're like, well, I'm not Scottish. I mean, I'm not Irish, I'm Scottish. Well, here you go. This is the flower of Scotland. There's just a neat little window hanger, and it'll add to your little greens out there. So if you're interested in the little sun catcher, it's going to be $6, number 73. $6, number 73 for the little piece of cloth. And that's my last one. I'm going blind with the sun again. I got to get curtains. I hate curtains.
All right. So we thank you guys for hanging out with us today. We hope you learned something. We hope you enjoy looking at our beautiful glass. We appreciate you. And I will be getting a video out tonight or tomorrow showing my St. Patrick's Day display, and everything back there is for sale. Every piece of that. So I will list prices when I put that little video out. And I got the best deal on these crystal and clear glass candy jars.
Oh my God.
So I will be passing those along to you at good prices. They are back there. So be looking for that. And like I said, I've got a sale tomorrow night on Halen Vintage's channel. That's 5 p.m. Eastern time. And then my regular coffee chat and a small sale on Wednesday morning. And Nikki will be on Whatnot
Thursday night at 7. I'm doing metal, stone, paper, and wood. That's the sale for this week. So some really fun antique pictures too, guys. You know, I try to bring the weird. I got a little cross-eyed kid. I really shouldn't say it out loud, but I'm gonna say it anyways. I got a little cross-eyed kid with his little sister and a little blurry baby. And then my favorite is Eddie Munster. I just posted it on Instagram, a picture of it. This is, I swear to God, somebody saw this picture and said, we're gonna make Eddie Munster, and it's gonna look just like this kid. He's got the little pointy ears, the little weird hairdo. You know how he had that little part that it like flipped up. And the whole 9 yards is really awesome. Yeah, I got you, Angela. Kaz. Thank you, Kaz. Thank you. And then I'll be on Wednesday night. At 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific, because Leanne lives on the West Coast. It was funny. Leanne, if you're still out there, it was funny. She messaged me at 11 o'clock at night. My butt was already like falling asleep on the couch, getting ready to go to bed. And then I messaged her at 8 in the morning. So we're like a little off kilter schedule wise. I'll be over on her channel, 6 p.m. Wednesday, which is 2 nights from now. Wednesday night, 6 p.m. And I've got some really cool antiques coming, guys. Stuff that is awesome. I have a Victorian chocolate pot. I'm just going to put in a piece of antique blue willow. So really cool stuff. really close. Number 5. Becky wants number 5.
Oh, the Westmoreland Fairy Lamp, Becky. Awesome.
Oh, I knew you were going to sell that. Thing was gorgeous.
Yeah, it really is.
Yes. So next week, are we going to do Pilgrim next week?
Yes, next week we're going to be talking about Pilgrim Glass. I know nothing about Pilgrim Glass. So this will be all new info for me.
Pilgrim Glass is fun. And then we're going to do the question. Make sure you get us your questions, what kind of, like, I was telling Claudia before the show, my thing was fused glass. That's my new pet peeve. Last week it was black glass. This week it's fused glass. What is fused glass? What isn't fused glass? So that's my, like, what is the definition of it coming up? And we're going to try to do that at the end of next month or sometime next month. We haven't completely set a date.
Yeah, we haven't decided on a date for it, but we will be doing it once a month. So if you have glass questions of any kind, you can email us, you can message us on Instagram, you can pop it in the comments below later and I'll take a look at it. But oh, do you, Kaz? But we want to be teaching you guys what you want to know and helping you identify maybe things in your own collection. So yep, get us your questions and we will be answering them. But get them ahead of time so we can do the research, because we both like to do the deep dives and find everything we can about something.
And we get lost. When we did this the last time, I think we both got lost in just the rabbit holes that we wandered down. Yeah.
We love it. Love it.
Ooh.
All right. So if you're watching on the replay and you want to have something still available, you can email either one of us to ask if an item is still available. Otherwise, we'll see you in the chats. We both have a lot of sales going on this week, so we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Kaz. Kaz, it's getting too big. I might just.
Yes, send us pictures too. If you want, send us pictures. Yep. Yeah.
All right. Bye, guys.